So I saw a couple of stories online that say I have a new look, and I was never open about this before, but I actually had blepharoplasty surgery on the skin folds in the corners of my eyes. So I don't have those skin folds anymore. It was one of the best things I could have ever done for my self-confidence, and it made me feel a lot better.
In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Amanda Bynes was everywhere. She wasn't just a child actress, she was the child actress. From Nickelodeon's All That to her very own show, The Amanda Show, she was comedy royalty before she was even old enough to drive. By the time she hit her teens, Amanda had conquered television, film, and the hearts of millions. She was beautiful, funny, and polished, the kind of star that seemed untouchable. But Hollywood doesn't keep its promises. What started as a bright fairy tale soon twisted into something far darker. And today, in 2025, Amanda Bynes lives in the shadows of her former fame. This is her story. Amanda Laura Bynes was born in 1986 in Thousand Oaks, California. From a young age, her parents pushed her into the spotlight, enrolling her in acting classes and commercials. She wasn't just talented, she was magnetic. By 7 years old, she was already appearing in television commercials for Bunch of Crunch candy and Barbie dolls. Then came Nickelodeon. At 10 years old, Amanda was cast in the sketch comedy series All That. She stole the show with characters like the clueless advice giver Ashley. Viewers loved her timing, her energy, her ability to make adults laugh without ever seeming forced. Nickelodeon knew they had a star, and in 1999, they gave her The Amanda Show. This wasn't just a kids' show, it was a cultural phenomenon. Amanda became the face of a generation, the Saturday night ritual for millions of children. But behind the laughs, there was already something unsettling. Amanda was a child being molded into a brand. Every move, every word, every smile, scripted for an audience. By the early 2000s, Amanda was Hollywood's golden girl. She starred in Big Fat Liar in 2002 alongside Frankie Muniz. Then came a string of teen hits. What a Girl Wants in 2003, She's the Man in 2006, and Sydney White in 2007. Her comedy was natural, effortless. Critics compared her to Lucille Ball. Studios were preparing her for a lifetime of success. But Hollywood is a machine that eats its young. Amanda was placed under enormous pressure. Maintain the perfect image. Deliver perfect performances. Smile through exhaustion. By 2007, Amanda starred in Hairspray, a box office smash. At just 21, she was on the brink of becoming a household name, not just in teen comedies, but in mainstream Hollywood. And then, she vanished. From 2013 until 2022, Amanda's life was no longer her own. Her parents made decisions for her: where she lived, what she spent, even what medications she took. During this time, Amanda tried to rebuild herself. She enrolled in the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in Los Angeles. She expressed dreams of launching a fashion line, even a fragrance. But the media never let her escape her past. Every time she was seen in public, tabloids published unflattering photos. Social media mocked her appearance. In 2022, Amanda petitioned to end her conservatorship. The judge agreed. Unlike Britney, Amanda's case ended quietly, with her parents supporting the decision. For the first time in nearly a decade, Amanda was legally free. But freedom didn't erase the scars. So, where is Amanda Bynes in 2025? Today, Amanda lives a mostly private life in Southern California. She has battled relapses. In 2023, she was hospitalized on a psychiatric hold after being found wandering downtown Los Angeles, unclothed. It was a disturbing reminder that her struggles with mental health were far from over. She spent weeks in care before quietly returning home, avoiding the spotlight once again. She is not acting. She is not producing fashion. Amanda Bynes is surviving, one day at a time. In rare interviews, she has spoken about her regrets, especially drug use, which she says destroyed her mind and career. She admitted that watching herself in She's the Man triggered depression because she hated how she looked on screen. The very film that fans adored became a mirror she couldn't face. Now, at 39 years old, Amanda Bynes is not the bubbly girl from Nickelodeon. She is a woman scarred by fame, scarred by illness, and haunted by a Hollywood system that abandoned her. But Amanda's story is more than a personal tragedy. It is a cautionary tale about the machinery of child stardom. Her legacy is not only in the laughs she gave a generation, but in the warning her life has become. Parents point to her when questioning whether children should ever be exposed to the brutality of fame. Fans look back at her old performances with both nostalgia and sadness, knowing what came after. On social media, entire communities still talk about Amanda Bynes, sharing clips of her Nickelodeon sketches, her movies, her interviews. For many, she represents a lost innocence, a reminder of how the people we grew up watching don't always grow up with us. Amanda's name is whispered with the same weight as other fallen stars, a ghost of the past, her laughter preserved on tape, but her present-day existence shrouded in shadows. Amanda Bynes' story is not one of glamour. It is a story of how quickly Hollywood chews up its brightest stars, how the same industry that crowns a child as royalty will turn her into a punchline when she breaks. For years, Amanda was the center of attention. She carried networks, filled theaters, and became the smiling face of a generation. But the same spotlight that lifted her up burned her when she could no longer perform on cue. The same audience that once adored her now watched with morbid curiosity as her life unraveled in front of flashing cameras. Hollywood is built on illusion, on sets and scripts, on costumes and characters. But the darkest illusion of all is the one sold to its child stars. That the fame they earn will keep them safe. That the love of millions will fill the silence when the cameras shut off. Amanda discovered what so many before her did. That fame is not protection. It is exposure. It leaves you raw, unguarded, and trapped beneath a magnifying glass, where every mistake becomes entertainment. Her story is not over. But in 2025, Amanda Bynes lives as a reminder that fame is not freedom. Fame is a contract signed in youth, with clauses you never understand until it is far too late. Fame follows you into adulthood like a shadow that refuses to detach. It seeps into your private thoughts, your relationships, your mental health. It rewrites who you are until you can no longer remember the person you were before the world claimed you. When Amanda left acting in 2010, people assumed she was walking away from opportunity. In reality, she was trying to escape something far more terrifying, the prison of visibility. Everywhere she went, she was watched. Every word she said was recorded. And every silence, every stumble, every crack in her smile was dissected until the girl behind the mask could no longer breathe. For some, this life is a dream fulfilled. The red carpets, the interviews, the headlines. But for others, it is a prison without walls. You cannot see the bars, but you can feel them. You can feel the world watching. You can feel the weight of expectation pressing down like chains. You can feel yourself unraveling, piece by piece, while the crowd cheers louder, mistaking your breakdown for a performance. And for Amanda, it became something closer to a haunting. The laughter of her past does not fade. It echoes in the corners of her life, louder in silence than in applause. It lingers in every photo, every clip, every fan who still asks, "What happened to Amanda Bynes?" She cannot run from it. She cannot silence it. It is the ghost in the room, the whisper in the mirror, the sound she may never escape. The child star with a perfect smile is gone, but her ghost still walks with her, trailing behind her like a shadow cast by the spotlight she never asked to stand in. And maybe that is the true horror of Hollywood, a system that feeds on innocence, profits from breakdowns, and leaves behind broken lives that once glittered like stars. It is a machine that thrives on cycles of rise and fall, on the transformation of bright-eyed children into tragic headlines. For every success story, there are dozens like Amanda, voices silenced, dreams corrupted, futures stolen. Amanda Bynes is still alive. She is still here, still fighting, still trying to piece together the fragments of a life that was never fully her own. But the Amanda Bynes the world once knew, the Amanda who danced across Nickelodeon stages and lit up movie screens, is long gone. What remains is the woman left behind after the cameras stopped rolling, carrying the scars of a world that never let her rest. And in that silence, in that shadow, we are left to wonder, is Amanda Bynes free at last? Or is she still trapped in the ghost story of her own fame?